Hey guys, how's it going? I'm the Wookie, and today I'm doing a little video on the Adobe structure and how it compares to the other structures in ARK. I figured I'd do this by just doing some damage to foundations, because the foundations are going to work the exact same as the other structures because they're all in the same category. So all Adobe structures will take damage the same as all other Adobe structures, same with thatch, wood, etc. So we're going to go ahead and start off with a stone pickaxe to see what happens. So you can see with the stone pickaxe, it's not really doing much. The thatch, it is going to damage. Wood, not so much either. Stone, nope. Metal, not a chance. Alright, so now we're going to test out the metal pickaxe. So the metal pickaxe, as you can tell, is going to do damage, and it does about 11 damage per hit. Maybe a little bit more on certain hits, but it's about 11 damage. We already know it's obviously going to do that to thatch as well. And wood, you can tell, it is definitely doing damage to it as well. About 11 damage. So you can see that it's actually very comparable to wood as far as damage from a pickaxe so far. But instead of having 15,000 health like a wood platform does, it actually has 12. And over here we can see that this is also going to do damage to stone, but I mean substantially less. It's going down by 1 per hit, maybe 1 every other hit. And metal, finally, nothing. So since pickaxes aren't the only way to break into bases, we'll go ahead and test out how it handles against a few different little machines we got set up here. And since these seem to be already kind of damaged, we'll go ahead and replace these with other foundations and whatnot to make him back at full health. Ah, crap, I overweighed myself from excess materials. By the way, you can just hover over items and click O to quickly drop them. Maybe a helpful tip for some of you guys. Alright, we'll go ahead and start off with this guy. This is obviously not the lowest tier catapult there is out there, but it is among them. So we'll go ahead and take the boulders out and use this. Drop the boulders in there. Oh, don't think I hit it. Oh crap, that one-shot it. One-shot it. One-shot it. That did not get one-shot by it. That did 700 damage per boulder. So, good gosh, this thing is just devastating. Just gonna double check. Yep, 700 damage. And finally we got the metal foundation, if I can manage to hit it from here. Which I can. It did nothing to the metal foundation. We'll go ahead and delete this just to make sure that it's not in the way. Just to double check. And nothing. It's not doing any damage to it whatsoever. So, catapult, effective weapon for sure. But as you can tell, Adobe got destroyed the same way the thatch and the wood did by the catapult in just one shot. So that was just incredibly powerful. Really did not expect that. Alright, now we got them all set back up. We'll go ahead and delete this guy. Probably going to overweigh me again. Yep. Alright, and now we'll test out the next thing. We'll test out the Ballista Turret. Go ahead and set that guy up. Mount it, and then we'll load up the Blister Turret. So I think I hit with that one. Oh gosh. It looks like it did about 210 damage. That's what I'd say. We'll try it one more time just to be sure. Yeah, about 210 damage per shot, so it's pretty effective, but not nearly as effective as the catapult, obviously. Now for the thatch, I'm not sure if I hit it. Nope, I missed it. That did 210 damage as well. Okay, that's interesting. Just to go ahead and speed this up a little bit. This did 210 damage, this did 210 damage, and this did no damage. So it looks like the Ballista actually deals out 210 damage no matter what it hits. So it doesn't matter what it hits, it's going to deal 210 damage, except for to the metal. The metal doesn't take any damage from the ballista, so that's good to know. So just so you guys know, this is not going to hold up any better than any wood or thatch or even stone. Stone's not going to hold up any better against the ballista. Not a very common weapon to be attacked by, but still, that was interesting. I clicked O to drop the bullets and it fired them, but not extremely effective, but is also sometimes used. We'll go ahead and destroy this real quick. It's going to overweigh me again. Drop all that stuff. So these next few weapons may have a little bit of an explosive effect, so I may not be able to accurately test them without actually, put down the cannon. Cannot seem to put it down without a foundation. I'll go ahead and place me a foundation. Screw it. Alright, I'm going to drop all these in here. Oh, it can only hold one at a time. Crap. It's going to be annoying. See, I haven't really... Okay, so, yeah. We need to mess with this a little bit. Okay, so now let's the aiming options. Aim left. Oh, gosh. Left. Left. I can't go any further left. Okay, this sucks. I can at least hit the a couple of the foundations if I aim it down a little bit at this angle. See, does that look like it's lined up right for this metal one? Looks about right. So it looked like it did about, 365 damage is what, 355 damage actually. Because 55 equals, yep, 1470, yeah, okay. That should be about 355 damage to that one right there. I'm actually going to have to demolish this, it looks like, and make a new one in order to try it out at the other angles. So let's go ahead and spawn it back in cannon here. And we'll face it the right direction this time. We'll go ahead and face it the center, should be fine. And then let's make sure we didn't do any splash damage here. These look like I think they were already damaged from previous uses. We'll go ahead and replace them just for the sake of the demonstration. And drop all the stuff. Alright, so now let's load her up. Get her aimed the right way. It's going to be aiming right first to hit that stone foundation. Alright, that looks about right. Maybe one more to the right if it'll let me. Nah, well, I think that'll work. We'll go ahead and throw a cannonball in there and try her out. That hit. Okay, so that did a lot of damage. The catapult did 700, I believe, and this one did 3,500 approximately. 3446 is what it looks like it did exactly. 3446 for the stone foundation. We'll go ahead and try it out on the wood foundation. I'm guessing it's going to be one-shot at everything from here on out, but just for the sake of this, we'll try it out. Make sure there's no splash damage. Nope, none. And let's fire her. Okay, it didn't completely destroy it, so the catapult's actually more effective than the cannon, it would seem, as far as against wood and whatnot, but less effective against stone. So as you can see, it did about, let's say, 12,000 damage as an approximation. Actually be 11,813. That'd be, I think, what it is. And then let's go ahead and move this to the left and try it out against the thatch, which I'm fairly positive at one shot, but once again, gotta try it out, right? And lined up about right. Throw a cannonball in there. And fire. Yep, there goes the thatch foundation. Don't even need to look at it. Let's go ahead and start aiming towards the next one. Looks about right, but I'll try it at that angle. Double check to make sure the Adobe foundation has not been compromised. Ooh, it has. It has taken a lot of splash damage, so we're gonna have to redo this Adobe foundation. I hate placing these; they're really annoying. Ah, crap. Good enough. That'll work. Oh gosh. I fired it, and then I flew off the side of the cliff. Going faster than I thought it was. Alright. And it looks like it destroyed it. Just to double check against that. Go ahead and fire one at the other foundation. Yeah, it one-shots it. So, it would seem that the Adobe foundation's even weaker than wood, which is ironic because its crafting requirements are like 80 clay, which is pretty easy to get, to be fair. But then you also have to have 40 wood. I'm sorry, 40 wood, some thatch, and some fiber, if I'm not mistaken. So that seems like a very grossly weaker than the wood. I mean, I know it's supposed to be somewhat of a replacement, but that seems, I mean, why would you make it even weaker, but also kind of harder to acquire? Sand is somewhat more common to find, but yeah, you can see it's 80 clay, 40 wood, 20 thatch, and 15 fiber. That doesn't seem fair at all. I mean, the wood is significantly stronger than the Adobe. I mean, but it has 3,000 more health, and it withstands less damage per shot than this foundation, so that just doesn't seem right at all. So I'm going to have to say that Wildcard kind of messed up with the Adobe. I think the Adobe should be somewhere between stone and wood. In my opinion, it should have like 12,000 health, but it should take damage like a stone foundation, or maybe even 10,000 health, but take damage like a stone foundation, because it just gets crapped on right now by even the wood foundations, which doesn't seem, once again, doesn't seem right at all. So we'll go ahead and set them up one more time. See if there's anything else I missed. I know I missed the rocket launcher, the grenades. We'll try out the grenades. I don't even think we need to bother trying out the rocket launcher because, I mean, if it's going to get crapped on by a catapult, I'm sure the rocket launcher would do perfectly fine against it. We'll try just the metal foundation first, if I can only manage to hit that, of course. Ah, crap. So it seems like it did a decent amount of damage. I mean, it did 237, I think that's what that is. 237 damage to that, which isn't that bad. It did no damage to the stone foundation. We'll try to go ahead and do that. That landed pretty perfectly, really. It did no splash damage. It did no more splash damage here. It only did, let's see, 1,838 damage to this stone foundation, so about 2,000 damage to this stone foundation. We'll go ahead and try it against the wood now. Ah, close enough. Whoa, it did more damage to stone than it did wood, so apparently wood stands up better against grenades than stone does, which I guess makes logical sense. That'd be about 788 damage to the wood floor, which is, if you want to round, about 1,000. Be more like 788, 800's a little closer. This guy took no damage yet. I'm guessing it might get one shot by this, might not. It did not. It does it does only 788 to this as well. So it does less damage to thatch and wood than it does to stone. I'm really having trouble seeing the logic in that one, because that just doesn't make sense. And finally, Adobe. Watch it get blown up in one shot. It does 1,138 damage. No, sorry, 1,938 damage. 838 damage to the Adobe foundation. So the Adobe gets the worst quality of the. I mean, it gets the stone-like quality here, while the wood and thatch are stronger than stone and Adobe. Adobe also takes more damage by pickaxes than stone does, also takes more damage by literally everything else than stone does, and it takes even more damage from grenades than wood does. So overall, it is worse than wood and stone. It's worse. It took the worst qualities of both and applied them to the Adobe, which in my mind just it kind of blows my mind there. Like, how could you possibly make it more resource intensive, higher level to actually acquire it, and is worse? Really lost me on that one, Wildcard. Come on. But anyways, guys, that's pretty much it for this one. I guess I'll go ahead and try spawning in a rocket launcher if you guys feel like sticking around. Let's see. I'll go ahead and look up what a rocket launcher is. Rocket launcher. See where it is on this thing. Rocket launcher's number 3. So now we got the primitive rocket launcher. And then let's give ourselves the ammo for that one. I think it's just called rockets. I'm looking it up off screen, so sorry about that. Rocket turret, I'm not even going to bother looking up. I mean, let's be honest, rocket turret's going to do way more than all this. And the real purpose of this video was to test out the damage to the Adobe foundation, and it's just been horrible. It's been just absolutely horrible. Not standing up at all like I thought it would. Alright, so we got ourselves a rocket. We'll go ahead and repair these foundations just for this last little test. And we're going to unequip this thing just so I don't blow something up when I'm trying to place something. Okay, so last test here. Wait for the rubble to clear a little bit. We'll go ahead and start off with the metal since we all know kind of what happens there. Once again, 15,000 health. Drops down to 12,440, which is a 2,660 difference. No, sorry, 2,560 difference, which is, I mean, it seems reasonable to me. Did no damage, no splash damage right here, so we'll go ahead and load it up again. Aiming a little bit towards the metal just in case there is splash damage. Okay, stone goes bye-bye. And wood floor took half of that damage there too. So we'll go ahead and replace the wood. I'm guessing wood floor goes bye-bye too. Wood goes bye-bye. And then and Adobe took half the damage from all the way out here. My gosh. I mean, I guess it goes through. If it goes through, it continues going. But we'll try this. We'll try replacing this and just blow it up for the fun of it, I guess. If it'll snap right. Ah, screw it. But as you can tell, it completely decimated that as well. So rocket launcher, very effective weapon for taking out the Adobe structures. I'm guessing C4 is going to do the same thing since it does about the same amount of damage, and if not more. It's really not worth testing. Once again, thanks for watching, guys. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe for more. Let me know what you think about this Adobe foundation, because I think ARK just completely missed the mark on this one. What were you thinking on making it weaker than literally everything in every category besides, of course, the Thatch. But once again, guys, thanks for watching. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe for more. I honestly think ARK was a little lazy there, and I'll see you guys next time.